Hi, it's Chaitni, your wellness coach. Thank you so much for tuning in. This week, I'll be covering different ways to minimize screen time so you can experience a more purposeful and fulfilled life. So, everything is so easy today, right? It's right at our fingertips, whether it's accessing something on our smartphone or having a laptop handy or having an iPad or anything of that sort, and it takes up so much of our time and so much of our energy that a lot of times we actually walk away from these things feeling less relaxed and less rejuvenated and wondering if that was even time spent well. So it almost feels like an addiction, right? It is an addiction. We feel stuck, we feel trapped. It's so easy to even get a glimpse into somebody's life. All you do is get a 15-second snapshot of what their life is like, and you start comparing what you have, what you don't have, what they have, what they don't have. So what a lot of this does is just leads to despair. It leads to feeling unfulfilled. It leads to forgetting to be grateful. Ultimately, you want to fill your life with things and with experiences that actually leave you feeling happier, peaceful, and more engaged, because that is what you need for your overall well-being. So today I want to share 5 techniques with you that have really helped me minimize my screen time. Take what works for you, as always. If you use different strategies or different apps that help you control a lot of your screen time, please share them, drop it in the comments. I could definitely make use of them as well as some of the other viewers. So technique number 1 is find engaging alternatives to either spending time on social media or binge watching whatever you're watching. In my case, I love reading. Books are my best friends. So instead of watching TV, watching a show or streaming billion things that are out there, I prefer to read. I'll either read fiction or nonfiction, whatever I can get my hands on. I also enjoy podcasts. I love self-help podcasts, so I'll spend time listening to them. You choose whatever is going to hold your interest and whatever is going to leave you feeling fulfilled and leave you feeling like you really used your time for something that elevated your mental health as well as your physical health. So it doesn't have to be self-help, it doesn't have to be something that somebody else is doing. Maybe you're more of an audiobook kind of person. So fine, go for that route. You don't have to be reading. Maybe it's joining a club and meeting other people. Maybe it's volunteering or playing a sport or exploring your city some more. So there are so many options. Choose a few that will work for you. The best question to ask yourself is, if I didn't have this screen in front of me, what would I be doing with my time? Think of it that way. If I didn't have my phone in front of me, what would I be doing with my time? Figure that out and then go do it. Technique number 2 is leverage the technology that you're using to your advantage. So there are so many apps out there, so many websites out there. Do your research that can actually help you track where you're spending your time on your phone or on your laptop. The number of times that you're going on Facebook and the hours that you're spending scrolling Facebook, or if you're on Instagram for hours on end on your phone, it can help you track that. Because in order to make a change, you have to be aware of what you need to change and how you need to change it. So that's kind of the first step. You can also use these apps and websites because they help you control the screen time. They help you minimize it. They have these features that will automatically shut down the Facebook, if it's been 10, 15 minutes. Or I know there are apps on the phone that you can use that will just start to gray everything out as it gets closer to your bedtime, because that's how you've set up the features. So there is a lot out there. Use it to your advantage. Use that technology to actually control the use of some of the unhelpful technology that you're accessing. For example, with me, I use the do not disturb feature on my phone. I think most smartphones have that today, and it turns on every night around 10 o'clock. It's just set up automatically, and that really helps me because around that time, I don't want my phone buzzing. I don't want it pinging with alerts or with notifications. That is time for me to unwind and to get ready for bed. But if I have this sound in my ear and that's distracting me, it's just going to lead to really disruptive sleep, which I don't want. So I always have the DND on, and it comes on every night at 10 o'clock. So use the technology to your advantage instead of the other way around. Now, technique number 3 is keep the gadgets where they belong. What I mean by that is your bed is meant for you and for you to sleep on. It's not meant for your iPad. It's not meant for your phone. It's not meant for your laptop. Every night, if you curl up in bed and you have the laptop resting on your belly, or if you're playing with your phone, that's not going to help. Put that away. Where does the laptop belong at the end of the day? Put it on your desk or put it on a table somewhere. Put the phone a few feet away from you, set the iPad aside, leave it to charge. So let the technology belong where it's supposed to be. For instance, the iPad or the laptop or even the phone, why is it with you during mealtime? If you're having dinner at the dining table, it's just between you and your food and the people around you. So in order to actually be present and to enjoy that moment, set aside the phone, set aside the laptop, set aside whatever else you're using to distract your mind. So compartmentalize what belongs where. Technique number 4 is when you're trying to focus, set aside these distractions. So when I'm working on a project or something that I know is going to really take up, a good 2 hours of my time, I don't have my phone next to me. I don't keep it easily accessible because I know it's just a matter of seconds that I pick it up and, I'm already wasting 30, 45 minutes on it watching dog video after dog video on YouTube. So as much as I love dogs, that's not helping me, right? So I set my phone a few feet away from me, or sometimes I even put it in another room. Try that. Don't make it so easy for you to access this technology. At the same time, I've worked from home for the last 12 years, and sometimes it doesn't take much to just plop in front of the TV and do my work. But again, that it really limits the productivity. I'm not as efficient as I normally am. It's so easy, again, to have something on the screen and get sucked into it. So if you're trying to focus, turn off the television, just like you set aside the phone, turn off the television. It doesn't matter what you're watching. It could be the most boring thing in the world, or it could be something that you have watched on repeat for years. You will still get sucked into it. So don't do it. Just don't turn it on. If you really need some noise and you want to feel like, there's something going on in the background, okay, fine, turn on some classical music or turn on music that's going to help you focus, but don't turn on the TV and don't access your phone. Set it aside. Put the phone on silent if you have to. That's another way to limit the distractions. And then technique number 5 is, this is very drastic. It's major intervention, worst case scenario, but sometimes this is the route you have to take. Just delete the apps that are sucking so much of your time and energy. Whether that's Facebook or Instagram, or even if you're spending a lot of time checking your work email on your phone, delete the app. You have your laptop or your computer to access all of this. You don't need to be, again, in bed with your phone checking your email at 11 o'clock at night and then having a really hard time falling asleep, right? Or you don't need that same thing happening when you wake up in the morning. That morning time is for you to get into the zone, for you to take care of your mind and take care of your body. So set those boundaries. If you need to delete the apps, go ahead and delete them. Think of it as a digital detox. Maybe delete them for 24 hours and see what happens. Or if you're up for the challenge, delete them for a few days or even a couple of weeks. And as you're going through that detox, that's when you start looking for other activities where you actually do feel really good about spending your time on that, or you feel really good about, giving your time as well as your energy, and you walk away feeling really happy and really purposeful and really uplifted, and you feel like it's really helping your overall well-being. So until you find that activity, and until you make that a part of your routine and make it a habit, let those apps be. Don't download them. And then when you're ready, just download them again on your phone if you need to. But remember, there is this option. You can delete them. They don't have to be on your phone. They don't even need to be on your computer, or, on your iPad or whatever device you're using. So to wrap it up, these are the 5 techniques that I use. The first one is I look for engaging alternatives to binge watching or to using my phone to kill time. I also leverage the technology that I have to my advantage, not the other way around. I try not to become a slave to the technology. And then technique number 3 is I leave the gadgets where they belong. They don't belong with me in the bathroom. They don't belong with me in bed. They don't belong with me at mealtime. Technique number 4 is when I'm trying to focus, I set the distractions aside. That means turning off these devices or putting them on silent. And then technique number 5 is, again, it's drastic, but sometimes necessary, is just delete the apps completely that are taking up a lot of your time and energy. As always, if you want to learn more about what I do and how I can help you as a health coach, please check out my website. It's www.imperfectbodies.com. Imperfect bodies is one word. If you're looking for simple and effective ways to manage your stress, please check out my guide. I've dropped the link in the description below. I love hearing from you. So if there's something you'd like to share about the techniques that you've used and that have really helped you, please drop them in the comments. Or if there are other topics you'd like me to explore, let me know as well. Thank you so much for showing up and for giving me some time of your day. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will catch you next week. Thanks so much.